Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Total Heroes Green Lantern Corps Sinestro. Once again, it says Green Lantern Corps. They didn't put Sinestro anywhere. Not really sure why. I mean, they had to make new packaging, new back card for the figure. They really could have just put Sinestro, but instead they just put Green Lantern Corps. Sinestro does come with his own energy construct, the same manner that Hal Jordan came with his, although this one is a giant axe. I love the look of that. Speaking of I love the look of the Sinestro featured at the top left corner. Nice artwork there of Sinestro Corps. Sinestro. They also could have called this Sinestro Corps, not Green Lantern Corps. Anyways, moving along on the back of the package. Real name, Sinestro, occupation, intergalactic criminal, base of operation, the antimatter universe of Quard. Special abilities, master tactician, and military commander. Look out for other Total Hero figures consisting of The Flash, Batman, and Hal Jordan, a figure that, actually all of these we've already had a look at. And for Ultra Total Heroes, visit MattyCollector.com. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're going to get a better look at the Total Heroes Green Lantern Sinestro Corps Sinestro. There's more heading away, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Let's get the accessories out of the way first. Sinestro does come with an energy construct axe. Really liking the look of this, although it doesn't look sharp. It almost comes across more like a hook rather than an axe. On the back end of the axe is almost like a serrated edge. You can take it and put it into his hand. One thing to note, though, is that they have obviously flipped the arms around the other side. Green Lantern Hal Jordan had his ring on this side, the open hand on this side. For Sinestro Corps Sinestro, they've flipped that around. The only problem is with getting these hands open is that they're very, very hard plastic. So you do have to really pry them first before you can get the weapon into their hands. Not bad though, looking at it with the different constructs. And I guess I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm assuming that the hands are roughly about the same size as the DC Universe figures, that you could ultimately switch around some of the energy constructs with these figures and switch them back and forth with the Universe figures. Sinestro does come with his ring. There's his ring right there. Once again, nothing painted in there, but at least it's elevated, it's sculpted on top of the hand, as opposed to just being a glob of paint. Let's have a look at his head. I'll keep the axe in his hand for the time being. Let's have a look at his head. Obviously, one thing that's notable about Sinestro is this pinkish purple face, or skin color, which does a great job of offsetting the brightness of the yellow. Like, it's packed full of color, especially like the very small white pupils on the black eyeballs. I wish that they had almost given him more of a sneer. Like, none of these characters have any sort of facial expression. Very neutral in design, but a little bit of like, just a little whiteness of a sneered teeth could have gone a long way, I think. And also could have brought in the Sinestro logo and just kind of brought the two together. Although the rest of the outfit is pretty good though. Yellow is always questionable when you start painting yellow. There's a little areas here where the airbrushed yellow looks like it's almost not finished. Also slightly incomplete are the areas that they've painted onto the plastic itself, where there's no real dividing line in between the paints. It just kind of looks like it's almost unfinished right here. Other than that though, not bad. Not bad looking figure. For a comparison, let's bring in, of course, of all the figures to bring in, let's bring in Green Lantern Hal Jordan. Yes, you will see the exact same figure, or same body mold, let's say that. The head sculpts are obviously different. The hands are obviously very different as they've switched them around and tooled it so that the thumbs would be facing the opposite way. Other than that, though, the bodies are exactly the same. So if you're somebody that was really petoyed, so to speak, from some of the reusing of molds that Mattel is notorious for, perhaps these figures aren't for you. But I really like them though. They're stocky, they're almost simplified in their design. And I think they've got a good batch of characters. Truthfully, though, they could have used a lot more, though. And Sinestro makes up a very limited, outnumbered bunch of villains. Not many villains were released in this series of, or this line of action figures. When it comes to his posability, let's just take the axe out of his hand there. Posability-wise, Sinestro's head is on a ball joint, though once again, you can't lift or lower the head. It's pretty stuck in that way. Shoulders hinge out, which is one good thing. Full rotation on the arms, a bend at the elbow, full rotation on the forearm, full rotation on the wrists, a waist swivel, hinged legs, forward and back motion as well, bend at the knee, and finally a hinged foot. Having looked at so many villains already, it was a nice departure to look at a villain for a change. And Spot's going to be looking at some of the villains that made up the Total Heroes line. Don't hold your breath, though. There's not many of them. One of the things that I forgot to mention is there's also a 3-pack that came included with an armored Lex Luthor. I'll be looking at him as well. In the meantime, not a bad figure. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the DC Comics Total Heroes. Green, no, it's not. It's Sinestro Core Sinestro. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more videos heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.